Whether chilling in the lab, equation pen in the pad, meditate on the universe down to an atomic mass. To Disney will be crass, opposition comes at last. Yeah, we straight from the sewer, but y'all ninjas just trash. You gotta be out your mind trying to mess with the team. A warrior keeps you chill, calm and serene till a villain pops up in the civilian's path, and I step in and play whack-a-mole with my bow staff. Late night heroes, bright lights of the city, cruising in that turtle van, and I got the whole crew with me. Lasers on the roof, computers in the back, hooked up by yours truly. Shredder, where you at? Divide the pie, subtract the whack, add the fact that we hold it down in every city on the map. Multiply by the brain power I possess. That's a recipe for success. Yes. I do it, I need to.
You know the space, you've seen it on the Tizzle, reporting on the issues, the saga continues. There's a whole slew of people chasing after me, further than the eye can see, it runs in the family. Blocking and knocking these haters out with my click, all we need is some kicks, cause we use it like this. Shower you with our turtle power, any given day, any given night. But ninja wanna start some drama, be a good work with your katana, watch him. Slice it and dice it up. Tell your homeboys better beware. Here comes Michelangelo with the shucks. Then you're running straight back to your lair. Ooh, join on up with Donnie and Ralph. Take a little ride, we'll head out south. On the red line or on a damn ride. Won't you step up? Don't make us have to go off. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Take us to your leader. We gon' shred him like he used to be.
Navigate the landscape from video games to fame across the range of America, the Great Plains. Chicago sewers got less rats than back home. What would you do if you lived under the thrones? Yeah, I had to move as the group was lost in New York. Foot soldiers adored, so I moved and got a new sport. And now I'm staining milks on a magnificent mile. Extra deep dish style, but once in a while I recall bringing bombs falling downstairs, but I ain't scared. I got my ninja powers and I'm always prepared. Don't stare. I might be a little green, but you'll be envious of my fighting machine. Skills, pills, I never pop. I keep my body hot. I can cock any robot on the block. Stop the presses, my robes are swinging by in the fan. It's pizza time, so for Ryan's label, what's grand? The least one is long and difficult. Following that, do we achieve our goal?
I do it, I need to have fun. I do it.
Red chuck on, nose ring swanky, purple mohawk with some shades for the framing, Benz in my framing, thieves for the Franklin, call steady rock, hit the blocks in the bank, and
unlike to break these grenades is a statement to blow a few holes in my foes, leave them stinking. Moves in arrangement, hoofs hit the pavement, playing in the van, crew armed and we dangerous. Swerve through the lanes and gotta start gunning. Cops on our ass through the roof, start busting. Start puffing, mash on the gas as I ash on the dash, bouncing bombs off the glass. Clean from the scraps, made it sound like a rap. Sweat on my horn, dabbed it off with a strap. Turned to my right, all I heard was a tap. A sigh in my grill, green toes in my lap.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect Live, here on the Dukect Lounge live on TalkShoe.com. How you doing? Hope you're feeling good this Thursday evening, and hopefully that you're doing well. I know the Game Awards are here, and I don't really care for it. I mean, there are people who are streaming it, making fun of it, praising it. I just don't care for it. No, I mean seriously, I was watching Ring of Honor and the whole time, and I was like, "Wait, the game is it's here?" I honestly forgot. I literally forgot about the Game Awards. You know, I literally forgot about them. So, you know, I mean, heck, Virtual Fighter is coming back, which is always a good thing. uh, yeah. So, that's always a good thing. Anyway, so how you doing, people? Hope you're feeling good. I feel really good. And now, we're feeling a lot better than what Sony's going through, ladies and gentlemen. What is Sony right now is basically, yeah, the whole Spider-Man universe ends with the whole thing. It says they just aren't good. We can tell. I mean, let's be honest here. The only real good ones that come out were Venom, and even then they weren't really as good. They were just like, yo, you know, you know, um, it's just that Uh, but it's not really surprising because again, what else did I mean? Venom, all these other things here, like I said, so each release and the flops between Morbius, Man of Web, and Craven. What were they doing? It was basically what the heck were they doing? Like Sony, they thought Venom was gonna be this. Oh, we could do this by ourselves, but they had no plan. It's the same problem with all these other universes that they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan for Spidey. They didn't have a plan. I mean, Marvel right now is just throwing some half court shots and making please do everything else. It could be the absolute, because right now, what do they have? It's like you got Silk, the Silk, the Spider Society got scrapped. They don't do anything. There's no real. The only real success is the Spider Verse film. Even then, it has controversy because not just the flashing lights and all that. The stuff that make people like sick or whatever. That's that animation. But they worked their people to the bone, and the movies weren't even done. The movies weren't even done. So people are like, "Oh, they're gonna rush, they're gonna rush, rush." I'm like, "Dog, I couldn't watch it because I haven't watched the movie, the next Spider Verse film because one, the way they treated their workers is downright horrible, and two, they look like they didn't really have a plan. They're like, we gotta get the script. They were basically crunching and saying we need to get the script, and now they're looking at get the script together, but it's gonna take a good long while for that to happen. And I'm like, good. I that is good because right now, the whole Spider Verse thing was just a complete and total embarrassment. It is an embarrassment. You know what? It's an embarrassment. And, you know, it's just that this is not really surprised, but yet there's nothing here. And Sony will probably give the ghost up. But then again, like I said, Marvel right now is not doing well too. Blade is basically on its on the deathbed. Um, I don't know if they're just rushing right now to get a Fantastic Four movie done. They barely have an entire thing done. I mean, at this point, uh, I mean, the whole thing looks like it's gonna be slapped together. First steps are like rushing to get everything done to next year. Um, then you have you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which no, Captain America 4, Brave New World, oh wait, the New World Order, or whatever it's gonna be called, basically doing reshots after reshoots and reshots and reshoots and everything else, and now they keep doing more. And by the time it's just this weird Frankenstein of a film that's gonna be at least $1 billion just to break even. Great job, guys. That's perfect. $1 billion plus to break even. Fantastic idea. It might be, like I said, it's going to be number one. Number one, But at the end of the day, it probably won't be the last time. That's my worst fear. My worst fear is that this is going to be just a whole mess. This thing looks like it's going to be a complete and utter mess of an entire, you know, you know, it's going to just be a complete and total, like I say, mess of a movie. And I just it's a shame because there's still stories you can tell in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they don't have. I think they don't really have anything else to really to tell. They just really. I hope it's successful because there's gonna be a lot of people losing jobs, and because again, if this whole thing, because Sony's half-assed way of doing the Spider-Man universe, this to me just looks like it's gonna be a preview because with Marvel stuff, I mean, the Marvels is a decent film, but didn't connect with people. Um, which no one really I mean, that's the issues there. The only really successful ones was, I mean, you had Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that because those people have connected with those characters. And after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I think people just they just stopped caring about the love of the Marvel stuff. Deadpool and they already had their love without Marvel and such, without the MCU. They didn't have their love. They were fine without the MCU. They're fine without it and such. So my fear is that when the MCU stuff starts rolling out, when they had to shift plans midstream because now you have Roddy Downey Jr. doing Doomsday, having more I don't know how much money. Seriously, the money he's making pretty much is right up there with the same TV deal that like NXT has and such. I mean, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna see how much is it. I gotta see. I gotta see something. Let's see how much he's making. Oh, more than 80. Let me just see. And I'm just want to see something right quick. I gotta see something. Shit. This is supposedly looking at it's like over. Yeah, not only that, but look at this. I know that the you know is $80 million for the Anthony Joe Russo for it, but yet Robert Downey Jr. is going to be making. I think last they checked was over 800, like $85 million, over 80 million, and I think, like I said, go to wrestling. Let's see, 5 years, 25 mil. Let me see. I gotta see because NXT had like what? I just wanted to see how big this is. It's bigger than a wrestling company and such. It's like what, a $25 million deal and such, and it does come back to wrestling and everything. Bill, going for the trying to save the future, but yet here we are going back to the past. You know, but yeah, NXT, they are for thinking and everything else, except when they go to the ECW arena and such. But anyway, other than that, they are future building. But goodness gracious, Doomsday and all this other stuff. Ugh. Yeah, from the Marvel stuff here, it's yeah, over. I mean, let's see, I mean, it's close to. I mean, this is a single man. Marvel, the MCU is bringing one man back for over 80 plus $1 million, and that's close to a brand of a TV deal for a brand and such. one man, and not even counting the Russo brothers, which is you add that into it. That I know they make magic, but come on now. This is the desperation is like I keep saying, the desperation is palpable. You can look at this man. This is not a happy man. This is a desperate man. This is his Hail Mary. And looking back at this, you're going to see. I mean, I'm going back here. The Hail Mary. This right here is going to be their hell. The Sony stuff here. I don't know what they're going to do to fix this because they can't fix. They kill it off and they're gonna rebuild it again. It's yeah. Oh, we're on the Stony Count. What's up, man? Oh, the Great Circle. Oh, I'm gonna talk about the Great Circle. Uh, it's good. I'll get more into it later. But yeah, I think it's a really good game. But back to my point. Thank you for the like. I love you. Thank you. But yeah, incompetence is over at Marvel. The incompetence is way over at this stage, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating because they were good, and meanwhile, over in DC, they're starting small with Creature Commandos, and they already have good momentum for the Penguin. They already have good momentum with that. They have good momentum with of you know how the Penguin did and everything else. Plus, Creature Commandos is really good, so far. It looks really good, and hopefully they continue that momentum. And when the Superman trailer finally comes out, looks like it's gonna be. I think people are gonna be really happy with that, and that's what's going to be the most important thing for DC is that they're starting off small, they're getting people into it, and I think that's the scripts are done for the most part. They're done with this show. They're done with Cruise Commandos, Superman. I think they're gonna do one with. I think what else has been talked about in Gods and Monsters? Oh, Lanterns and Authority. They don't know if it's gonna be animated or not, which I am really loving the animated stuff. I wish they had some more stuff animated and live action, but I think that's going to be going right back to the live action stuff. So yeah, I think that's going to be a positive thing. I don't know what they're going to do with the video games. That's going to be very interesting. But yeah, Sony don't know what they're doing. Marvel itself is in a confusing mess of a time. And by the way, what I can't wait to how the hell they're going to fit in the X Men. That's going to be fun. The X Men is going to be a complete debacle. And Marvel, just I honestly think this year, other than Deadpool and Wolverine, which they got a lot of love from the X Men universe, which I know a lot of people, they had some bad stuff, but I honestly the X Men universe somehow, have more hits than misses, and honestly, than the whole Spider-Man stuff, which is hilarious to me and sad at the same time. Sony couldn't get this thing right. Sony had one job and they failed massively. Just a complete massive, it's just so terrible. And it's a shame. Very much so. Oh, speaking of big news, Turok is back. Holy crap. Turok, man. And Virtual Fighter's back too. Like I said, it looks really good. You know? That's gonna be very interesting. Anyway, um, let's get into the next topic. Before we that, we're gonna take a little break here. And because honestly, we're gonna talk a little about the WE and everything. Let's do a little WE stuff. uh we're gonna talk a little about that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back and talk about the Ring Eagle return and well, what does that mean for WWE? For these nostalgia type of things. Are they going to be once in a lifetime things, or are they going to keep you reusing them? Well, we'll talk about that right after break here live in the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening. Think, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And remember, this will be Thursday. Next Thursday is going to be live, of course, if everything goes according to plan. If not, I will definitely be doing something very interesting for that yet because it'll probably the last. Well, it's gonna be the year ending because man, it's because again, it's gonna be Christmas. Like my gosh, Christmas is coming really quick. Like it's only 2 weeks away. My goodness, it's 2 weeks away. And we got Christmas, man. We gotta get the shopping and everything done. Gotta get our shopping done and everything else. So I gotta get that stuff quick. All right. Anyway, I'll be right back here live on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this.
Yo, we're the Stone Runners. This time we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ain't ready.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I've got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head cause I have no fear. Probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory, but a ghost tried to approach me and got leery.
Asked the question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alleys. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with the fist, metal crackling. I'm hearing someone saying, use a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody was there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall, and then I started to fly away deeper.
Let it get to me, that's gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. Know that it's it, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see the thing, but it's around somewhere. Gonna hold my head cause I got nothing to fear. Probably seems crazy, brave to be a real. Don't try to approach me, you got leery.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna hang down in Pumpkin Hill because I need my next ring. Try to find vampire blood and I liked it because they said just a drop would make me go hyper. And now I'm walking like Frankenstein because I need another taste of that fine red wine. Lanes filled with chains and full bangs without pain. Drain veins in a sticky brain. What? Are my raps too violent? Yo, I didn't kill the guy, just keep it quiet. That you can log as a merciful attack. The true death reserved for the guy who calls bars raps. Ding dong, trick or treat, it's a me. I'll see, yes, sorry, and I'm a doctor that is here. Why don't you hand over all the candy if we won't have to show you our graveyard theory?
Let it get to me, just gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. Know that it's it, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. See you think that it's around somewhere. Gonna hold my head cause I got nothing to fear. Probably seem crazy, graveyard theory. Ghosts try to approach me, you got leery.
Yo, Dr. House, see? Let me clear out some of these corpses, brother. I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna chill down a Pumpkin Hill. I'm gonna keep it hella real. 7 months, force feed beyond your build. When you wanna test me, but you lack any skills. Bloodsuckers wanna hunt me in the night, but their fangs only talk, they never really bite. Take a stake or two and drive it through your chest in one strike. Now what was it about me you didn't really like? Get stalked by the undead, so I got 12 gauges aimed at your stone head. Turn pumpkins from orange to blood red. Grab your jack-o'-lantern, here comes the sunset. Howl at the moon, whispers in the air, I'm coming for you soon, yeah. I've got a graveyard theory that means you'll be buried before you get anywhere near me.
Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Cemetery pop like an acting machine. Down the moon rock, I can feel it in my feet. Really nervous, killing, got me grooving to this beat. Hey, I see, the organs ever rise. Top of my head, cause I got nothing to fear. But it's around somewhere. It's around somewhere. Great in the power. I can't feel this. I'm gonna hold my head. It's probably great. Ghost try to approach me. Yeah.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children and ladies. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff as we continue on this rage and roller coaster. As we saw earlier this week, because he wants to get his, Cody Rhodes has been trying to push this for one night only, and it looks like it is. He shared a clip that we talked to Cody Rhodes on 30 Center main event, highlights the old school elements, saying it's going to be used for show because just returned his turn. And told her this is for one night only, and Triple H leads the Rhodes for championship case, and looks like it is. So it looks like it's going to be, it looks like the Wing Eagle Championship looks like it's going to be that. So there's a lot of people have been saying that he's trying to bring this back. Looks like he's going to get his wish. And honestly, if he brings up that gold winged eagle, some say this might be Cody Rhodes is like, monkey's paw type of thing. As a little bit of a preview, I honestly think Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens, WWE Championship on the line and a Universal title. But I think this, by the end of the night, this could be the future. A lot of people, Kevin Owens, he's been knocking the door for a long while. He hasn't won a singles belt in a long while, and he wants Cody Rhodes and all this other stuff. He's been building up for months and months. I think this right here proves that KO is going to win that title, and I think he might lose the belt. I think he's going to lose the title at the Royal Rumble to Cody, thanks to Randall Keefe Orton. He comes in, and they can have a teardown match. I'm talking the next match. Last man standing, WrestleMania Night 1, semi-main, Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. No titles on the line, but just, it's gonna be the pile driver versus the punt. That is my prediction, because I think that's what's going to happen. Or I could be wrong, and this could be Kevin Owens versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. That'd be very interesting. Very interesting indeed, because that is a lot of people have been waiting for this for so long. They have been, waiting for all of that for a long while, because a lot of people want that championship. Because that championship, ladies and gentlemen, looks so good. That championship looks so good, and one of the best. Even though I would say the best championship ever. Let me just see. Let me just see if I can get this thing right here. Where is it? You want to talk about the best championship ever? All right. Right. Let's see if I get this up. Whoa, 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 whoa. This, to me, is the perfect belt. This, to me, is the best championship ever made in any company, past, present, and future. This is the World Heavyweight Championship for WCW and the World Heavyweight title from WWE, and they stop using it when they use the belts. This, my friends, is the perfect world title. It's classic. The big gold, the diamonds, this. Look, it just feels like when you wear this title, it says that, it basically says you're the man. You are the this feels like a championship belt. This looks like a real, well, funny enough, Kevin Owens is a surprise fighter, so this should be the ultimate prize. Because it looks so toys. They all look toyetic, which is probably the whole thing about the WWE Championship and everything else. But this to me, I always look at this belt and I'm like, this is a world title. It's always going to be a world championship to me. And I just can't see anybody else. They're close, but never ever getting to that peak. But yeah, the Wing Eagles coming back. A lot of people are happy for it. I think this is going to be the result at the Kevin Owens such here. And I mean, personally, I think they should move on from this. After this, we don't see it again. We'll have a WWE Championship permanently. I think, having no nostalgia is great for a once in a while thing. That should be a once in a while. And then they go right back to it. Maybe that's just me. That's how we do it. That's how it is. Anyway, overall, I I honestly think this is going to, you know, I can't wait to see the match looks like it's gonna be at least, good. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes had to work really hard to have a crap match. I think it's gonna be at least a good match overall, and I can't wait to see Kevin Owens do the thing and finally win the championship. It'd be a short reign, but hey, I'd rather have, it's, sometimes it's best not to hold it for forever. You know, it won't hurt Cody, it won't hurt Kevin. And at the end of the day, the story plays out. Randy Orton cost him the title at the Royal Rumble, and there you go. That's how I do it. But that's just me. And if you want to do Randy versus Cody at SummerSlam. You want to do something big for your 2-night SummerSlam? That's your big SummerSlam match. Booyah. See? I'm a miracle worker. That's how I book, baby. That's how I roll. Anyway, now I think it's time to move on from that. And we get to our the main event of the evening. The topic I will be talking about is the Indy and Go Jones game and Great Circle. My playthrough it so far and how much I like and enjoy it. I'll give my full thoughts on that. I'll give my full 100% thoughts on that and more after this commercial. Not commercial. I don't have any no sponsors. No one cares about the little thing. But I don't know. Maybe if it's giving us likes and subscribes, I can get some sponsors and everything else. But until then, have some OC remix music there, brothers and sisters. Hope you love that. Hope you keep doing it. Everything else, we're gonna have another little OC remix. We're gonna have some love for you as always. Here you are, here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for joining me here on talkshoe.com/YouTube and everywhere in between. We'll be right back right after this.
Outside on the corner where I caught the bus. Thinking in my head it's colder than I thought it was. Sometimes life is like that, and you just quiver your lips, whisper a wish, hoping someone might give us deliverance. Now deliver this message, think I can live with this message. You could just give a few seconds to come and sit in my presence, and yes, it is so precious. Yes, it is a blessing. Next, I'll attempt to express it with every heavy breath, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real. You always make it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know. No, it's who you know. Days that will not end. I'm sure you've had them too. Wishing you're still on bench, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do. This is what passion does. It's on my planet too. Start sending back the love. Snowflake fell like a gift from the skies, and teardrops fell when I lifted my eyes. And it was surely just brightness that had informed in me, while the storm in the streets was adorning the trees, and it clothed each branch with a layer of the purest snow. And this miracle was a little less than a year ago. Now summer's almost over, the weather's growing colder. Approaching frozen soldiers, a Minnesota soldier. Backpack on my shoulder, days are shorter, I spend most alone. Still growing older, feeling lonesome though I'm close to home. I'm the city bus and both are closing on the open road. My soul is swollen though I'm holding on, and so it goes. It's sometimes when it's dark, I look up at the stars, think about how small we are, but at least we at heart, getting back my speeding cars. On these streets of ours, I want to be the cause for someone's streets to pause. Cause just to make it work, and just to make it real, you always make it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing it's still on bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does. It's on my planets too, start sending back the love. I can't even get emotional, cause even though this road is negotiable, this road is going so low, feeling so low, and it don't know the thing that's supposed to know. But so I know some rough that are rolling, and it's a road with the same goal that they take focus. So this road gets me along with, it's a long way to go, I'm gonna need you to go. The back of the church takes time, matter what it is, yes sir, that's right. Keeping you back with the best make guys, and never focus, that's why. Keep no accounts of loss, keep holding out for y'all. People that's all we are, you know one thing about loss, cause just to make it work, it's just to make it rest. You always make it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. They have to so you have to, wishing you still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does. It's on my planet too, stop sending back the love, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way you feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, so it's all this for all the fools we know.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's me, Duke CT, back for you once again. It is now time for the main event of the podcast. And Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. And honestly, is it great? Well, for me, for the most part, it is. I'm liking it so far, and I'm still in Italy. We're in the pre stuff. I just finished the boxing stuff, which is really good. I do like the fact that they start out with the first star in the movie. Really good stuff here. They really did the best model and all this. The voice Troy Baker does a great job with Indy's voice. Everyone, I feel all of these people do a great job with the acting. Everyone who's done this is again one of the best. It's a love letter for the entire series, and that's what I feel. That's what it is. It is a love letter for the entire series of the characters and everything else. It takes place um, between the first film of the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the third film, um, The Last Crusade. Which, by the way, The Last Crusade is actually pretty good. You need to rewatch that. The original trilogy of this is actually pretty good. If you really sit back and watch it, everything, and you know, and it had the I believe, one of the last few acting performances of Tony Todd. Rest in peace, man. Hmm. Only 69. Man, you know, he was, you know, and he did so much stuff. But yeah, Tony Todd does the voice for Locust of this big old tall dude, and then Jones goes to the Vatican and all these other places to find out who is behind all of this crazy stuff, you know. And this is just right after he broke up with Marion, his one true love. Yeah, and I think this is again, this is a really good love level to the series. It's in majority in the first person. And and there's gonna be more stuff here too. There's gonna be like the Order of the Giants is gonna be a an expansion pack for that. Uh, this type of there's so much stuff they really are planning to do for this entire game series and this whole thing. And I'm really is just, again, like I said, a love letter to the source material. You really feel like you're in there, Jones, like you're punching. You used I used the whip. I haven't used the pistol yet, but I'm doing a lot of stealth stuff, and yeah, figure out the puzzles and everything else in the first person view, which is great. But I really think this would have been really better as a third person game. I know third person is going to be, probably a lot harder to all that stuff. You could have done first person for the boxing, stuff like that, but stealth and everything else. I think this could have been a really good third person game. But I think the reason why I didn't, because, well, I mean, the Uncharted and all that stuff came out, so they'd be like crying, this Uncharted. I'm like, pause, chill, relax, calm down, people, calm down. But I honestly think this is, um, it's a love letter to the series, and I wish that there was more of that type of stuff to the old films, to the stuff there. Because again, Indiana Jones they really hit the ball right at the park here. I wish they could say anything for like Star Wars, because right now, ooh, man, the Star Wars movies are not that good. They're not. They're not good. They're terrible. The games are mostly I think Skeleton Crew is decent. I need to watch the next episode. But it's just like there's no real, there's nothing at the gameplay and everything else. I mean, the Jedi thing came out there, but then they had all these bugs or whatever. I haven't experienced much bugs. The only bug I saw was like the Bethesda thing just glitching out or whatever. But then we started, everything's fine. But I'm not talking about the game breaking usual bugs that these games usually have. It's been relatively clean for me. I'm playing on my Xbox Series X. Maybe it's different for the PC, but for the most part, everything looks pretty good. And I really think this is one of the best games of a IP this year. I think it's one of the best, and the way they carried all the characters, what I've seen, and Troy Baker does a really good job with this, and the ladies there, she did a great job. There's a lot of people who's doing a really good job here, and I haven't even met the villain yet, so I can't really judge that yet. So I think that they have done a really good job here. I hope that this level of care goes to other stuff in these IPs, because I think there's a lot of great IPs out there that need to have the video game stuff. I mean, Indiana Jones has been other video games of the Indiana Jones and such. There's been other like video games and such. So yeah, other video games, and you know I think was Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. A lot of people loved that one. It was the first 3D. I think I don't know if it actually got re-released yet. It's still, um, yeah, Infernal Machine, the 2D version on Game Boy Color. I think Staff of Kings. A lot of people like that, but I think people hate the Wii Motion stuff. You have the there's so much stuff there. It was a like I said, the Lost Kingdom, the Fate of Atlantis. There was a lot of stuff that was in DOS and NES. Sega. It's with Chaos, starring young Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones Desktop Adventures, like I said, in the Infernal Machine, Emperor's Tomb, Staff of Kings. Stuff like I think there is stuff there, and it's and the Lego games, of course, because there's so many other, the Lego games. I heard that's actually pretty good too. So I don't know what else other IPs that do need big like. I want to see, I would love to see, hopefully, I don't know if he's watching or listening or everything else. I hope they are playing the game, but James Gunn should look at this and get the people involved. Like, find people who actually do this, like for the next Superman or Wonder Woman or any of these games, to just have it just be just a love letter to the series. Just to really, if it's original, let it be original or whatever, but just make it feel like there it is. You understand what I'm saying? You understand how I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? It's just like they hit it right there. Things that could be better, yes. And if they want to do another crack at it, I hope this team can continue to grow and to get better. That's why I'm rooting for this team. So yeah, this game I highly recommend it. But it could just go to crap. I think great. Is it game of the year? I haven't played much game of the years. Could be. It's really good. And I always say game of the year should be games that are completed. If it has downloadable content, I disqualifies me. Disqualifies. I want games that are 100% done. That's what I believe. Games that are 100% done, then they get the game of the year. That should be the prerequisite of games of the year. That should be the prerequisite of all the things, actually. Finished games of the previous year. No more downloads. No, unless it's like a special, like uh, you know, MMORPG or whatever. But yes, the game single player or this that the other, they are done. You understand? That's what it should be. But that's just my personal opinion. I want to hear what your thoughts here. Comment below and all the stuff. What do you think about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? Is that your game of the year? I want to hear if it is your game of the year. It's really good, and I need to continue finishing playing it. So overall, thumbs up for me, Duke CT. Anyway, thank you so much for watching me here on my little live stream. I'm important, and I already knew it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for sticking with me, Duke CT. Peace and love. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, have a great holiday season. Be with your friends, family, and loved ones, and be safe and all that good stuff, man. Peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Later.